Well, guys, normally I wouldn't do this so quickly, but we made so many transfers, I can't help myself. I've got to play another game. I'm playing this game right after the one that I just recorded and just uploaded. I uploaded it about 2 seconds ago. I don't know how it's been received. I don't know if anybody's watching or paying attention or not, but at least for my own enjoyment, I do want to play this. So if you go take a look here at our squad, we actually have a full squad now. How about that? I just spent the last in-game week signing a bunch of players. Lots of players with good potential, not a whole lot of players with good current ability, but I don't really care that much about that right now. What really matters is that we got this guy, Nikolai Fuko, who's the best goalkeeper in our league, according to, that Dream 11 screen. That's also where we got Brouwer, though he wasn't very good in his first match. Everybody else is, they don't quite have the ability quite yet, but there's a lot of potential here, so we'll see what happens. It was just perfect for a save like this, but the important part is that we actually have a full squad now. So now we can actually test and we can see how this is actually going to look, and we do have everybody registered for the match that we possibly can. Instead of going ahead with whatever it is that the computer is going to want to do, actually, what we're going to do is we are going to do a quick pick. We'll just do this right here. And then I'm going to make a couple of modifications here, I think, as well. So we kind of want to get Samir Saliovic in. Probably have him play over there for Dorson. Let's see, on the left, so on the right we do want Rausch. On the left we want Blomeyer instead, who we just signed. So we'll see if Carl Blomeyer is any good. And then we want Sander, and probably instead of Mikhail, we want Robin Flaig to play there. Brouwer, of course, is probably the best player that we have. And then we'll do Smajek, and then we could do Clapper, we could do Schreiber if he's even able to play, and he is. So I think that we'll do Schreiber here instead. RDS, suitability for roller duty. Okay, well, whatever. It doesn't really matter to me if that's a red or not. So we'll see. Again, this is not like a perfect squad, but this is, I think, a lot better than what we had before. We'll go ahead and just push along with this. And that's going to be the team that we select. You can see we have a whole bunch of numbers to submit, so we're going to submit them. Feels kind of strange to be excited about this after we absolutely got slaughtered last time, but I want to see what this looks like when we have a team that's an actual team. The other thing you'll notice as we go to the match is that there's a whole lot less build-up in this game than there is in like FM 26 or FM 24. This is a lot more like the older Football Manager games. Schreiber with it to Flaig, and Flaig has been fouled, which is great for us, so we get a free kick from there, and we'll see if it gives us the highlight or not. As time goes on, I'm probably going to take a lot of things away from replays that it shows us so that we don't get our matches interrupted by a lot of replays we don't necessarily need to see. We are, I think, technically partial favorites, or like very, very, reluctant favorites to win this match, probably because it's a home match. We got another red card, and that was for Brouwer, our new player. So we have a problem here, apparently. We keep having players. See, it didn't even show us a replay for that. I'm not quite sure why not. Here we go. We'll take a look and we'll see what happens. We already know that the free kick did absolutely nothing. Brouwer needs to not do this. This is like the sort of tackle that you make when you're playing like FIFA or whatever, and you're kind of frustrated or you're tired of playing the game or whatever. You decide to make a tackle like that. So we have apparently decided that we're not going to obey the rules anymore, and we're just going to get as many red cards as we possibly can. We are leading the league, by the way, in yellow cards, and I think we're also leading everybody in red cards, probably leading the country in red cards. Albushat had that shot there and didn't get anywhere close to it. So yeah, we're doing okay, or at least we're not behind right now. As you can see, we're 16th in the league table, and we're doing worse and worse. Siemensshausen are not supposed to be a great team, but I think they're second or third, I'm sorry, in the league right now. So maybe they're a little bit better than everybody thought, who knows. But this team that we have is not that great. And just like I showed you, for whatever reason, when the save was started, all of the current ability that we got, the current stars and stuff, all went to 15-year-old players who can't play. So it's a little bit frustrating when you run into issues like that. My guess is that whoever made this German database back in 2016, 2017 or whatever probably didn't do a whole bunch of testing of these types of situations. So that's probably what was happening. I'm not even sure if there's that much you can do within Football Manager to actually change stuff like that. So it is. We have had more of the possession, but once again, we're not actually doing anything with it, which tells me that there's probably a tactical problem. But hey, at least we have the players who can play and who can, for the most part, play in their positions. That's the important part. But we're about to give up a goal. No, it's Fuchel with a great save, and that was wide. So Fuchel has really saved us there. Nikolai Fuchel, who is, at least so far, the best player on the entire squad. I'm not sure what it is, but we have this tendency using this tactic to get players thrown off right from the very beginning. I'm sure that somebody will look this tactic up somewhere and will say, it says here it's not very good for lower league sides or something like that. Stuff like that happens from time to time. So whatever, we just, the whole purpose is to experiment and to sort of see what happens. And if it fails, then it fails. Then you go do something else. It looks like we're going to get to halftime here with a scoreless draw. And so we'll go ahead and start the second half. We're telling everybody they're unlucky again. At some point in time, we're going to realize that it's not just luck that's the problem. There's some other problems. And part of the issue, of course, is that we don't have much team cohesion. And part of that is because this is a semi-pro team. In more modern Football Manager games, I kind of despise managing with semi-pro teams because then you don't get all the training slots and you can't, train together. And that's a goal that got through. Stefan Albuschat ends up scoring that for them, and that makes it 1-0. And this is bad and getting worse. So we've spent all the money that we don't have. Fuchel here is having a great game, but not good enough. And he was offside, I think, right? That was a mighty attempt to try to save that shot, but it didn't work. Anyway, just so you know, I'm no stranger to playing with teams that end up losing. There was a time I was using World Super League with FM24 using a North Korean team that I created. And I went through about, I think, 7 or 8 seasons of that, trying to get them to win enough games to actually give us some money so we could hold on to our good players, but that didn't work, and we just gave up a penalty. Oh, man. Rausch was called for that shove, so we're about to go down 2-0. This really might be problematic. The problem is that I've made all of these transfers based on what our tactic currently is. We may end up needing to change tactics at the end of this one because I'm just not seeing it. So expect that probably for the next video. I think that we're going to end up with a change of tactics as we try to figure this one out. I'll try to figure something that looks kind of close to this. This just isn't working. And we are not going to have a whole lot of time to pull this one out of the fire, unfortunately. So much for the dreams of being promoted the first season because it's clearly not going to happen. All right, Schreiber, we have an opportunity for a counterattack. This is supposed to be a counterattacking tactic. But instead of counterattacking, we just give the ball up and we're playing on the back foot again. This is one of the problems, by the way, with downloading the tactic and thinking that it's actually going to work, which is that it sort of depends upon who created it and how they tested it. And especially for a lot of these older versions of Football Manager, there wasn't any real scientific testing that went into this. It's not like how it is today, where you've got numerous groups that are testing everything and trying it with a whole bunch of different teams. When you go way back to one of these old games, the tactics are just kind of like whatever they are. I think Bessler's been sent off here. I hope so. That would make things even for the final 10 minutes of this game. Referee gets way in his face, and there it is, second yellow card. So we're not the only ones making mistakes. Now let's see if we can do something with that. So we'll take another look and see what happened. It was Rausch who drew the foul. He's the one who was charged for that penalty, and I think that was a little bit weak to be a yellow card based on what I saw there, but so it is. That's how it's going to count, and that's how it's going to go down. We kind of need to speed this up. This is embarrassingly slow. And once again, attendance of 35, and they're all away fans. Unfortunately, we get no highlight after that, so things might not be going quite as well for us as I once hoped. Smyek with it, looking for a cross. That was pitiful. That was really bad. So much for that. That'll be the end of this. Oh, pretty quick video, actually, about 10 minutes. We didn't do very much here, did we? So that's going to be the end of that match. We have a player sent off once again at the very beginning of the match, and so it ends. So I will be back with you again tomorrow, and we're probably going to have a different tactic. Then I'll show you what's going on and what I'm able to find. But at least we kind of have a squad sort of put together. So it's we're getting this turned into something that looks more like an actual save. And hopefully we can do something to turn everything around so that we don't end up being completely fired like right away. So anyway, wish me luck, and I'll talk with you again tomorrow. Bye.